10foot is a notorious graffiti writer from London. In 2010, he was arrested over his work and bailed, but continued to create work in public spaces. He was eventually convicted for committing over £100,000 worth of criminal damage and was actually sent to prison for 26 months. But you might be asking yourself, what's the story behind 10foot and where is he today? 10foot differs from the other shoppers at Holsford in two ways. Firstly, true to his name, he is taller than everyone else, much taller. And secondly, he is quoted in other interviews that he's never paid for a can of paint, and he never actually knew that the paint that he was using was worth about £11 per can. For someone as productive as 10foot, one night's supplies might cost between £80 and £150, but 10foot maintains a strict buy none, get everything free approach to stocking up his supplies. Today, in addition to a few cans of paint, he's looking for enough timber to build a makeshift grappling hook and rope ladder. 10foot is easily the most prolific graffiti writer in London and one of the most productive globally. He's been repeatedly approached by fashion brands, music labels and TV showrunners with offers to collaborate, most of which he turned down. There are two Instagram pages, each with thousands of followers dedicated to documenting his output. One of them, called 10foot_everywhere, has noted his work in the background of video games and other explicit videos. Taxi drivers and haulage workers across Europe will likely recognize his work. He's done touring around Paris, Berlin, New York City, Philadelphia, Lisbon, Copenhagen, Dublin, Los Angeles, San Diego, Washington DC, New Orleans, Miami, Mexico, Tokyo. You can name any type of country and he's probably been there. The list is obviously extensive, but nowhere near bears his mark more than London, his home, his favourite city. Sometimes his tag is spelt out 10foot, sometimes it's rendered visually as a foot outline text next to a numeral 1 with a toe doubling as a 0. It's so widespread in London that it's rumoured to have appeared in recent James Bond films, and it was included in the opening credits of the hit show Top Boy. 10foot has a particular penchant for tagging bridges and overpasses, but also paints shutters, windows, bus stops, and most significantly, London's network of side tracks and train carriages. If you live in London, to have his tag pointed out to you everywhere you go would not be surprising. You might ask yourself why. In one of the most surveillance cities in the entire world, someone like 10foot has been able to walk out of jail, go right back into graffiti writing, and remain free. The simple answer is 10foot can walk through walls. Members of the collective to which he belongs, known as Diabolical Dubstars, or DDS, have finessed the maintenance keys for the London Underground from rail control rooms. As a result, they can navigate the city's hidden passageways and tunnels quite freely. They also know more about train timetables and train track side security than most British transport workers combined. In 2012, the group was reportedly held responsible for more than £10 million worth of criminal damage due to graffiti. On Boxing Day in 2020, the London people woke to find the walls of Oxford's Circus tube station almost completely redesigned by the group, which used abseiling equipment in the cover of corona lockdown restrictions to break into the platforms. By the time they were done, the whole situation resembled the exercise book of an alienated teenager. 10foot says the DDS crew is probably the most important graffiti crew in the UK by a city mile. There are hundreds of members, different chapters, a lot of 30-year friendships, and a good few enmities. Part of the strangeness of graffiti is that while writers are regularly thrown in jail, the same subculture they've risked their lives to preserve is being used to promote expensive trainers in street art forms. Consumer capitalism has an odd love/hate relationship with graffiti, a contradiction that writers like 10foot have noticed and find difficult to rationalize with. This tension was perfectly encapsulated in 2012 when a writer named Darren Cullen, known as Sir, was arrested on suspicion of incitement to commit criminal damage and banned from using public transport ever again, right after being approached by Team GB to paint the athlete's village. This put 10foot in a really weird position. With his already prolific illegal graffiti status, he knew never to sell out or to make any type of money with what he does on the street. So you may be asking yourself, where is 10foot today? Well, 10foot is still going strong. As many other graffiti writers out there, he's been in and out of prison, but nothing will ever stop the legendary 10foot. Thank you very much for watching. If you watched it all the way to the end, leave a little comment saying, wow, 10foot. Have a great day and have a good one.